The main launch of the English-language translation of Volume 5 of Mikhailo Hrushevsky's History of Ukraine Rus took place in Toronto in October 2019. The translation of Hrushevsky's history is a major project at the Canadian Institute of Ukrainian Studies. Volume 5 covers the time period of the 14th to 17th centuries. The main topics of the volume are the evolution of Ukrainian social order, the functioning of civil administration, the organization of the church, and the circumstances that led to a split in the Ruthenian Ukrainian church. The main speaker at the launch was the Most Reverend Boris Guziak, the Archeparch of the Ukrainian Catholic Archeparchy of Philadelphia. Metropolitan Boris, apart from being an eminent church leader, is also a historian with a PhD from Harvard University. He specializes in the history of the Church Union of Brest of 1596, which was one of the pivotal events during the time period described in Volume 5 of Hrushevsky's history. Welcome to Toronto, Your Grace.
It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you.
I love this city and the community.
Oh, fantastic. We love to have you here. Could you tell me a little bit about your fundamental scholarly study of the Church Union of Brest? What were your most important conclusions about this important historical event?
It's hard to put 400 pages in a soundbite. The book is called Crisis and Reform, which really encapsulates the main thesis. Ukrainian culture and the church in Ukraine was in crisis. It needed reform to address the questions of modernity, printing, new publications, many new questions that the Reformation and Counter-Reformation were bringing into Ukraine and Belarus. And the hierarchy of the church first turned towards Constantinople for assistance. When that assistance was deemed insufficient or inappropriate, the hierarchy turned to Rome. That's in a nutshell.
And what was it about the topic of the Church Union of Brest that sort of interested you the most or compelled you to write about it in a book?
I was really interested in understanding my own identity, the identity of our church. Why did this happen? Why did, after centuries of direct relations and jurisdictional subordination to Constantinople, why did somebody, the church leadership, make a decision to shift that jurisdictional relationship from Constantinople to Rome? It first was a very personal question, but I also realized that it's probably the most controversial question in East Slavic history. And it needed a new, fresh interpretation, which was not confessional, which was not nationally biased, but one that would respond to contemporary questions and contemporary concerns. It just turned out that as I was finishing my dissertation and preparing it for publication, the Soviet Union was falling apart. Ukraine was becoming independent. The Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church was also becoming free. And there was a struggle, actually, for church properties and a new accommodation of the different churches in post-Soviet Ukraine. And I think it was very fortuitous that there was a study which then was accompanied by a series of conferences in Ukraine that could help people understand and maybe not fight each other.
And do you maybe now feel the need, with everything that's going on with the church right now in Ukraine, do you feel the need maybe to write another book?
I feel the need to write maybe not even one book, and maybe not only on church history. Unfortunately, now with the pastoral responsibilities, there's very little time for the focused energy that you need to do serious historical research and scholarship. I think we always need scholarship, and that's why the publication of the English translation of Volume 5 of the Hrushevsky History of Rus Ukraine is so important. And I want to congratulate everybody here in Canada who is a part of this tremendous effort.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm Tanya Stech, and this was Ukraine in the News.